Hi class. Did you know that most deaths in the US are preventable and they're related to what we eat? Our diet is the number one cause of premature death and the number one cause of disability, according to Greger's book, How Not to Die. But the truth is that by following just 4 simple, healthy lifestyle factors, these could have a strong impact on the prevention of serious chronic diseases. These include not smoking, not being obese, getting a half hour of exercise a day, and by eating healthier. But people are often confused, and there's a lot of misinformation by what it means to eat healthier. It simply means consuming more fruits, more vegetables, and more whole grains while eating less or no meat. These 4 factors alone were found to account for more than 78% of chronic disease risk, according to Greger. Science has proven that a whole food, plant-based diet has repeatedly shown to not only prevent the onset of various diseases, but also to stop them in their tracks. Today, I'm going to talk about how heart disease is a leading cause of death in America, how a poor diet can contribute to heart disease, and what to eat to reduce your chances of developing heart disease. Heart disease is the leading cause of death for both men and women, according to the CDC. More than half of all people in the United States who die due to heart disease are men. And one of the most common causes of cardiovascular disease is atherosclerosis. This can be caused by correctable problems, such as an unhealthy diet, lack of exercise, by being overweight, and by smoking, according to the Mayo Clinic. With an unhealthy diet, high intakes of cholesterol can especially be harmful. A critical risk factor for heart disease is cholesterol, specifically elevated LDL cholesterol in your blood. To reduce LDL cholesterol levels, you need to drastically reduce your intake of 3 things: trans fats, saturated fat, and dietary cholesterol. According to Trumbo and Shimokawa, trans fats are found in processed foods and naturally in meat and dairy, while saturated fat is found mainly in animal products and junk foods, while dietary cholesterol is derived almost exclusively from animal-derived foods, especially eggs. These 3 boosters that I just listed of bad cholesterol all stem from eating animal products and processed junk foods. So now that I've listed what not to eat, what exactly should you eat? Researchers conducted a study to test the speed at which cardiac patients can experience such relief with improved diets. In patients who were placed on a diet of primarily plant foods, including fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and beans, there was a reported 91% reduction in angina attacks within just a few weeks. And this is without them making any exercise changes to their weekly or daily routine. The patients also experienced a rapid decrease in chest pain, which occurred well before their bodies could have cleared the plaque from the arteries in their heart. This suggests that a plant-based diet not only helps clean out arteries, but also helps improve people's day-to-day function. In contrast, the control group patients who were instead told to follow the advice of their doctors, which included no dietary changes, had a 186 increase in angina attacks. It was not very surprising that their condition worsened, given that they continued without to change to eat the same diets that strained their arteries in the first place. They kept eating the same foods and instead were only treated with medications. This study suggests that a plant-based diet will greatly reduce the prevalence of angina attacks, with or without changes to physical activity. Changing from an unhealthy diet high in saturated fats, high in meats, and high in processed fatty foods to a diet that is much richer in vitamins, minerals, and nutrients can have a profound positive effect on health. In summation, heart disease is the leading cause of death for people in America. Instead of eating more fruits and vegetables, some people might choose not to eat healthier, but instead to take a multitude of medications to treat their symptoms and to try to be preventative. But these can be very costly and can include a plethora of negative and harmful symptoms. While, on the other hand, a whole food, plant-based diet is much safer, and it could also help the onset or worsening of various deadly conditions and diseases, such as heart disease. Overall, it is never too early to start eating healthy. Even if you don't have any signs or any symptoms of any disease, it's a good idea to start eating healthier and more meaningfully sooner. The idea of preventative health is that you do something now so that nothing bad happens later. So you can consider the idea of incorporating more healthy habits of eating more fruits and vegetables and whole grains while eating less or no meat to be preventative, and that you eat a healthier diet now to avoid disease later on. After all, it is never too early to start eating healthy.